What if I told you that some of the scariest videos on the internet are linked to real-life horrors that you wouldn't believe possible? These aren't just your average ghost stories or creepy pranks. They're connected to actual crimes and terrifying events that have left lasting marks on people's lives. The chilling part? Watching these videos alone could leave you haunted far beyond your screen. Get ready to plunge into the top 5 scariest videos you should absolutely never watch by yourself. Each one is tied to real events so disturbing that they'll make you question the very nature of reality and fear. Buckle up, because these videos reveal a darkness that's all too real and way too close for comfort. Number 1. The Slender Man Stabbing Case. The Slender Man stabbing case is one of the most chilling examples of how internet myths can lead to real-world violence. In 2014, two 12-year-old girls from Waukesha, Wisconsin, committed a horrific crime that was directly influenced by the fictional character Slender Man. Slender Man is a tall, faceless figure who is said to haunt and abduct children.
Say the suspects were inspired by a character on a website.
Slender Man, a faceless ghoul.
Created as part of an online horror meme known as creepypasta, Slender Man's legend quickly spread across the internet and captured the imaginations of many, including these young girls. The incident occurred when the two girls lured their friend into the woods during a sleepover, with the intention of offering her as a sacrifice to Slender Man. They attacked her with a knife, stabbing her 19 times. The victim was left for dead.
Stabbed 19 times, who said they were trying to impress a fictional internet character called Slender Man.
But remarkably, she managed to crawl to the roadside, where a passing cyclist found her and got her help.
Could you help me, please? I've been stabbed multiple times. I quick got out my cell phone. I was shaking.
12-year-old Peyton Leitner had just crawled out of the woods, covered in blood.
The brave survival of the victim was a stark contrast to the horror the attackers had planned, showcasing the extreme nature of their delusions.
Came upon a 12-year-old female. She appears to be stabbed.
She appears to be what?
Stabbed.
Stabbed?
Correct.
This case brought to light the serious impact that online myths and urban legends can have on young minds. During the trial, it became evident that the attackers were deeply influenced by the Slender Man story. They believed that by committing this act of violence, they would prove their loyalty to the fictional character and gain protection from him.
You do the knife, and then I give it back to her and say, you do it, just go ballistic, go crazy.
The trial highlighted not only the dangerous effects of internet culture on vulnerable individuals, but also sparked discussions on the responsibility of online communities in managing and mitigating harmful content.
He constantly wears a suit. He doesn't have a face.
The Slender Man stabbing case remains a sobering example of how fictional horror stories can sometimes blur the lines between reality and fantasy, leading to tragic outcomes.
Additional release earlier this month.
Has to appoint doctors within 20 days.
It serves as a powerful reminder of the potential dangers of internet myths and the importance of monitoring and guiding young people's exposure to such content.
Require one or more doctors be appointed.
I'm thinking I'd appoint.
The two later pleaded guilty but were sent to Winnebago for treatment.
This horrifying event challenges us to consider the broader implications of online fiction and its potential to influence behavior in unsettling ways.
Both girls were found not guilty by reason of mental disease and sent to a mental institution for up to 40 years.
Number 2. The Dyatlov Pass Incident. The Dyatlov Pass incident is one of the most eerie and unresolved mysteries in modern history, leaving a chilling impression on anyone who delves into its details. In February 1959, 9 skilled hikers led by Igor Dyatlov embarked on a skiing expedition in the remote Ural Mountains of Soviet Russia. They were well prepared for the harsh winter conditions, but they never returned from their journey. What happened to them remains an enigma, and the discovery of their bodies under bizarre and unsettling circumstances has continued to fascinate and horrify people around the world. The hiker's tent was found in a state of utter chaos. slashed open from the inside, suggesting they had desperately tried to escape from something terrifying. The tent was buried under several feet of snow, and the survivors had fled into the freezing cold, some only partially dressed. The conditions they faced were brutally harsh, with temperatures plunging well below freezing. The first bodies were discovered scattered over a mile from the tent, each showing disturbing signs of injury and trauma. One victim had a fractured skull, another had their chest crushed as if by a massive force, and two of the hikers were found with their eyes removed and tongues missing, all while their bodies exhibited severe frostbite. The nature of these injuries led to numerous, often bizarre theories. Some speculated that the hikers had been victims of a military test gone wrong, possibly involving secret weapons or radiation, given the strange injuries and the Soviet government's initial secrecy about the case. Others suggested that they might have encountered a Yeti, with claims of large, unexplained footprints found near the scene. Another theory is that they were subjected to infrasound, a phenomenon that causes panic and hallucinations, which might have led them to flee their tent in a frenzied state. The sheer brutality and randomness of the injuries made these theories seem both intriguing and terrifying. The official investigation by Soviet authorities concluded that the hikers died as a result of a compelling natural force. But this vague explanation did little to satisfy the public's curiosity or dispel the sense of dread surrounding the case. Many believe that the true story is hidden behind layers of government secrecy or is far stranger than any official narrative. The lack of concrete answers, coupled with the horrifying nature of the injuries and the eerie circumstances of their deaths, make the Dyatlov Pass incident a disturbing tale that continues to provoke fear and fascination. For those who dare to explore this case alone, it can be an incredibly unsettling experience. The blend of unexplained trauma, secretive investigations, and chilling theories creates a narrative that taps deeply into our fears of the unknown. The Dyatlov Pass incident remains a stark reminder of how real-life mysteries can blur the line between reality and horror, leaving a lasting impression on anyone who dares to uncover its dark truths. Number 3. The Russian Sleep Experiment. The Russian sleep experiment is a chilling urban legend that has captivated and terrified countless people online. According to this story, a Soviet-era experiment from the 1940s went horribly wrong. Leading to horrific consequences. The legend claims that Soviet researchers conducted a secret study to determine how long humans could stay awake without sleep. They reportedly used political prisoners as subjects and subjected them to an experimental gas designed to keep them awake. However, what started as a scientific endeavor soon descended into a nightmarish ordeal that left a lasting scar on those who heard about it. The tale begins with a group of prisoners being kept in a sealed environment where they were exposed to a mysterious gas intended to prevent them from sleeping. As days turned into weeks, the prisoners began to exhibit increasingly erratic and violent behavior. The legend suggests that the subjects grew increasingly paranoid and hostile, with their mental and physical health rapidly deteriorating. The story describes a disturbing series of events where the prisoners engaged in self-mutilation and extreme violence. According to the legend, the experiment ended in horror, with the subjects exhibiting grotesque behavior and eventually dying under shocking circumstances. One of the most disturbing aspects of the Russian sleep experiment legend is the supposed leaked footage and documents that supposedly detail the events. The story includes graphic descriptions of the prisoners' conditions, their violent outbursts, and the disturbing aftermath of the experiment. The narrative often claims that the researchers were horrified by what they had unleashed, leading to a cover-up and the destruction of any remaining evidence. This dramatic portrayal adds a layer of horror that plays on our fears of scientific experimentation gone awry and the unknown. It's important to note, however, that the Russian sleep experiment is purely fictional and has no basis in real events. It is a piece of internet horror fiction, or creepypasta, designed to evoke fear and intrigue. Despite its lack of credibility, the story has gained significant traction online due to its horrifyingly detailed and plausible-sounding elements. The disturbing nature of the tale, combined with its supposed authentic documentation, makes it a compelling but entirely fabricated horror narrative. For anyone encountering this story, it's essential to remember that while it may be unsettling, it is not based on any verified or real events. The Russian sleep experiment remains a powerful example of how fictional horror can exploit our deepest fears and anxieties. The story's graphic descriptions and chilling premise tap into our fear of losing control and the dark side of human experimentation.
Felix! Remove the paper! Felix!
Although it is a work of fiction, the narrative serves as a potent reminder of the impact that well-crafted horror stories can have on our imagination and sense of dread. Number 4. 3 Guys, 1 Hammer. 3 Guys, 1 Hammer is a video that stands as one of the most harrowing and unsettling pieces of footage ever to surface online. Released in 2007, this video documents an incredibly brutal crime committed by 3 young men in Ukraine, capturing a real-life murder in excruciating detail. The title refers to the weapon used, a hammer, and the fact that the crime is committed by 3 perpetrators who show an appalling level of violence and indifference. The video opens with the 3 men, identified as Dmitry, Victor, and Igor, talking about their plan and preparing for their gruesome act. The victim, who had been lured to a remote location under false pretenses, is seen in the video being brutally attacked with a hammer. The attackers are captured on film as they mercilessly bludgeon the man, striking him repeatedly in a horrifying display of violence. The footage is shockingly graphic, showing the victim's suffering in disturbing detail as the attackers hit him with relentless force, eventually leading to his death. What makes this video particularly shocking is the callousness and cold-blooded nature of the perpetrators. Throughout the video, the men maintain a disturbingly casual attitude, as if committing murder were a routine activity rather than a horrific crime. Their lack of remorse is palpable. They film their actions with a sense of detachment, and even seem to derive some twisted satisfaction from the violence they are inflicting. The video's graphic nature, combined with the perpetrator's nonchalant demeanor, amplifies the horror and makes it incredibly difficult for viewers to process. The impact of 3 Guys, 1 Hammer extends beyond its graphic content. The video represents a chilling example of how violence and cruelty can become entertainment for those with a depraved mindset. The disturbing nature of the footage has led to it being banned in numerous countries, and its distribution remains heavily controlled. For anyone considering watching this video, it's crucial to understand the profound psychological impact it can have. Engaging with such content exposes viewers to an extreme and unsettling reality, reflecting the darkest corners of human nature. The case of 3 Guys, 1 Hammer is not just a story of violence, but a stark reminder of how far human cruelty can go. It forces us to confront the horrifying reality of what individuals are capable of when driven by malice and depravity. The video is a chilling testament to the need for vigilance and awareness about the impact of such extreme content on both the perpetrators and the viewers.
Свою вину не признали. Прокурор требует для них пожизненного заключения.
Number 5. Megan is Missing. The film Megan is Missing has gained infamy for its disturbing content, often sparking controversy and fear among viewers. Released in 2011, this found footage-style horror movie tells the gut-wrenching story of two teenage girls, Megan Stewart and Amy Herman, whose lives take a horrifying turn after one of them is abducted by an online predator.
No! No! No!
The film presents itself as a cautionary tale about the dangers lurking on the internet, particularly for vulnerable teens who may not fully understand the risks of interacting with strangers online.
Who is this?
I think you know.
Have confirmed that Amy Herman mentioned a man named Josh, who apparently met Megan Stewart in a chat room.
The content of the film is so disturbing that it leaves a lasting psychological impact, which is why it is strongly advised not to watch this film alone. Megan, a popular but troubled 14-year-old, disappears after agreeing to meet a man she encountered online. Her friend Amy, an introverted and socially awkward girl, embarks on a search to uncover what happened to Megan. The terrifying reality is slowly revealed through a series of webcam chats, video diary entries, and news footage.
Do it! Get the camera out of my face! I'm not recording you guys. I'm making a video diary for myself.
Making the viewer feel like they're witnessing real-life events. The found footage technique amplifies the horror, giving the film an unsettlingly authentic feel. What makes Megan is Missing so horrifying is its brutal depiction of how a simple online chat can lead to unimaginable terror.
I don't understand that. If anything, it's making me not want to grow up.
The movie's climax is incredibly shocking and difficult to watch. It includes graphic and unsettling scenes that show Megan's brutal treatment after she is abducted.
It's been 4 days since I've heard from Megan.
In the final, most disturbing sequence, Amy, while searching for Megan, also falls victim to the same predator. The scenes are relentless, portraying the extreme physical and psychological torture the girls endure at the hands of their captor. What makes the film even more terrifying is its realistic portrayal of how easily someone can be manipulated and preyed upon online. This isn't just a horror movie in the traditional sense. It's a deeply disturbing look at the horrors of human trafficking and online exploitation. Despite its fictional nature, Megan is Missing has gained a reputation for being based on real-life crimes, which adds to the horror. The director, Michael Goy, has stated that the film was inspired by actual cases of child abduction and internet predators, which makes the viewing experience even more terrifying. Many viewers have reported feeling haunted long after watching the movie, and its graphic depiction of violence has led to widespread debates about its appropriateness and the psychological toll it can take on audiences. The film's raw portrayal of the darkest aspects of the internet has made it a source of controversy, but it also serves as a stark reminder of the real dangers that exist online, especially for young people. These 5 videos, each with their own spine-chilling backstories, highlight the dangers of venturing too deep into the darker corners of the internet. From real-life crimes inspired by fictional tales to unsettling content that blurs the lines of reality, watching these videos alone can be more than just a frightening experience. It can be a deeply disturbing one. Always remember, it's important to stay safe and be aware of the potential consequences of exploring dark and disturbing content. Stay curious, but also stay cautious. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. What's the scariest video you've ever watched? Share your thoughts in the comments below.